Hello, folks. Welcome back to my channel. This is the world of TV shows, and today I have another episode review for you of NCIS. And today we're going to be looking at the 7th episode of the first season called Sub Rosa. The episode originally aired on November 18, 2003 on CBS. It was directed by Michael Zinberg and written by George Shank, as well as Frank Cordia. So, in this episode, the NCIS team is going to go to Norfolk Naval Base after a body was found inside a barrel of acid. And once they are there, they're going to meet the agent who is going to be at the crime scene. His name is Timothy McGee. And they're going to be cooperating together. And as their investigation goes on, they're going to find out the reason why this murder took place, why it was committed. So basically, they're gonna suspect that there might be something about stolen identity, and I'll leave you with that because I don't want to spoil too much or anything. But basically, needless to say that this is gonna be a pretty interesting case, and it's gonna basically lead one of our two agents, Agent Gibbs and Agent Todd, to go down on that submarine, to board the submarine, as they're going to believe that there might be an imposter on board. Somebody there, some of the crew members might be passing himself as somebody that they're not, passing themselves as someone that they're not. So basically, their mission once they're there in that sub is to find out, is to make sure that everybody are who they claim to be, and at the same time, thwarting some attack. And I'll let you find out for yourselves what it is because I don't want to spoil too much or anything, right? But this is a pretty interesting case, right? So I guess this is pretty much it for this, for the plot, for the main one, that is. And basically, I didn't mention, but Denoso and McGee are going to be working together, and they're going to make some progress in this regard, and trying to identify the buddy, who they are. So they're going to be basically paired up, right? On the one hand, you have Gibson, Todd, and then you have Denoso and McGee. So yeah, that's pretty much how the episode goes. So Sub Rosa, what did I think about it? I thought this was a pretty good episode, especially since it introduces us to Timothy McGee, who is played by Sean Mary. Sorry about this. So, yeah, Sean Mary, who, I don't want to spoil too much or anything, but I'll just say the following. This is his first appearance in the show, and I have to say that it was pretty good, how he and Denoso kind of get to know each other. In this first episode, they kind of, talk and so on and so forth. And they mentioned Abby at some point and so on and so forth. And it was pretty fun. So I have to say that, yes, this is a nice way to introduce us to a new character. Also in this episode, there are going to be some, themes about animal rights with the activists. And I believe that this is very important too, because animal rights matter as well. And it is very, sad that many people wouldn't really mention that. But in this episode, if I'm not mistaken, it's about whales at some point. So I thought that, yes, it is relevant as well. So, yes, I love animals as well for myself. So I have to say that, especially whales. So it was pretty, interesting to have that in the episode as one of the themes. But yeah, this whole kind of looking for the intruder, plot was pretty good, right? It was a little bit like finding a needle in a haystack because, it's so difficult and nobody, as they're interrogating the suspects to make sure that, they're on the up and up, there are going to be a few that are going to stand out as potential, bad people, as potential, intruders, potential imposters. So I really enjoyed how the plot kind of, keeps us guessing, as to who this person might be and who is the bad guy and how is he hiding himself so well. So who is he passing himself by as, right? And the identity of the dead body that is going to be found in the beginning, it's going to also be quite a key element to, solving the case. But I won't tell you how exactly it features in there because I don't want to spoil the episode in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, Sub Rosa was a pretty good episode. So let's move on to the actors, the not to the main ones, obviously, but the guest starring ones. So we have Peter Onorati, who plays the chief of the boat, was pretty good. We have Sean Mary, as I told you, who plays Timothy McGee. Definitely Sean Mary in this episode was really, really good. We have Glenn more shower perhaps, who plays Commander Robert Peters, was pretty good. I really enjoyed him there as a character. Ben Murphy plays Captain Veach. Then we have Michael Lowry, who plays Lieutenant Commander Akron. We have James Black, who plays Crewman. Eric Layden plays Petty Officer Thompson. David Monahan plays Petty Officer Drew. J. Robin Miller plays Lieutenant Connors. Pancho Demings plays Gerald Jackson, Ducky's assistant. Mike Mix-Scriba plays Mr. Walters. David O'Donnell plays Jeb. And Reed Rudy plays Air Transport Officer. So my favorite actors in this one would definitely be Peter Onorati, Sean Mary, Glenn Morshower, as well as Mick Scriba. Really like him in shows that he's been in. He's really good. He's a really good actor. But yes, those three are pretty good, especially Sean Mary as Timothy McGee. So I really enjoyed, like I said, this whole episode and how it takes place, it evolves. It evolves, right? It's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. So it keeps us guessing. It keeps us a little bit at the edge of our seats, wondering where's this whole case going. And there's something also in this episode about Agent Todd, in the submarine, obviously. But I won't tell you how exactly it is, because I don't want to spoil too much or anything. But yeah, it's there's a little something about, you know, women in the Navy, I guess you could say. This would definitely fall under that heading, women in the Navy, and how they should be treated as. Anyhow, so yeah, really enjoyed this episode. So sorry, I'm losing my voice. It seems. I apologize. I don't mean to, but sometimes it happens, and I've already reviewed this episode a few times before I decided to. Basically, yes, I kept on trying to review it, and now I'm satisfied with the one I'm currently doing. So I don't want to end it or anything like that, and redo it again. No thanks. So anyhow, if I were to rate this episode on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd definitely give it a solid 7.5 out of 10, maybe. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, especially meeting McGee for the first time. Gibbs and Todd inside the submarine. Also, the shots are pretty good, with the submarine in the sea. And also, I didn't mention, but some very funny scenes between Donoso and McGee, especially the football scene. Those who have watched it know what I'm talking about. So it was a pretty good episode for what it was. There are a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to be had when watching it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, especially the whole progression and the twist. The big twist with this imposter, right? The imposter who is on board the ship, and you don't know who they are, and you have to basically keep your eyes open, I guess you could say, to make sure that if you see anything. If the agents see anything suspicious, they have to investigate it further. And yeah, so this is pretty much how it goes. So yeah, like I said, 7.5 out of 10 for me for this episode. Maybe, yeah, 7.5 out of 10 seems to be fitting the bill. I really enjoyed it for what it was. And yeah, I guess this is pretty much it for this episode. Maybe I should give it a little bit more, shouldn't I? I'm not entirely sure. Well, now that I've said, I did say 7.5 out of 10, so I'll keep it at that. So 7.5 out of 10 for me for this episode. Yeah, really, really good episode. Sub Rosa, seventh episode of the first season. I really enjoyed the ending too, where you have a funny kind of twist in in the end as well. What about you folks? What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. In the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye. Take care. This is the World of TV Show signing off.